Learn how to reprogram your mind. How many individuals genuinely believe that the way you think has an impact on your life? So, how many people consciously built a future when they got up this morning? You know, the main reason people don't do it is because they don't believe it's true. You see, if you had a gut feeling that it was true, would you ever miss a day of work? And would you ever allow a concept that you didn't want to experience to slip through your awareness? According to neuroscience, your brain is organized to reflect everything that happens in your life. Your brain is a record of your surroundings. It's a record, a relic from your past. Assuming you believe this, does your environment influence your thinking or your thinking influence your surroundings? If you get up in the morning and get out of bed on the same side you did the day before, you turn off the alarm clock with the same finger, slide into your favorite slippers, shuffle into the bathroom and use the toilet as usual. Then you walk up to the mirror and look at yourself to remind yourself of who you are. Then you get into the shower and wash yourself in the same manner as before. Then you groom yourself to appear the way everyone expects you to look, and drink coffee in your favorite coffee shop. Then you drive to work in the same manner as the day before. You see the same people who elicit the same emotional responses. You do exactly what you know how to do, memorize, and are an expert at. Then you rush to home so that you can check your emails so you can speed up and go to bed so you can rush up and do it all over again and again. Now the question arises. Have you changed the way you think normally? We could say you're thinking the same thoughts, doing the same acts, having the same experiences, and feeling the same emotions, but you're silently hoping for something that will shift in your life. As a result of the environment activating different circuits in your brain, you begin to think equal to your environment as you see the same people, go to the same places, and do the same things at the same time. It is the external environment that is activating different circuits in your brain, causing you to think equal to everything you know. And as long as you consider yourself equal to everything familiar and known to you, what do you keep repeating in your life? The quantum law continues to apply to you. You're simply thinking equal to what you know, and you keep making more of the same to change. To truly change, you must think greater than your surroundings. And every great person in history, whether William Wallace, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Queen Elizabeth I, or Joan of Arc, understood this. They were all possessed by a vision. They all had an idea. They couldn't see it, smell it, taste it, or feel it, but it was alive in their heads. It was so vivid in their minds that they began to live as if it were a fact. Now, do you believe in the future you won't be able to observe your experience with your senses? But you've thought about it so many times in your head that your brain has practically changed to make it appear as if the event has already occurred. According to neuroscience, that is entirely feasible. Now, your personality produces your personal reality. It's nothing more than that. It's that easy, and your personality is comprised of how you think, act, and feel. So you, the present personality sitting here today, have created the present personal reality known as your life. Would you agree with me? Then, if you wanted to construct a new personal reality, you would have to modify the thoughts you were having, the behaviors and habits you were exhibiting, and the feelings you'd memorized that had become part of your identity. And most people attempt to construct a new personal reality as the same personality, which never works. Instead, we must become someone else. You continue to think the same ideas, execute the same acts, and live through the same experiences that cause the same emotions. A neuroscience concept states that nerve cells that activate together link together. And if you keep repeating the same states of mind and body, your brain will begin to fire in the same sequences, patterns, and combinations. And mind is the brain in action whenever you make your brain perform in a specific way. Every time you remind yourself of who you think you are, your brain fires in the same manner. And as they fire and wire in the same patterns over time, the brain develops a very specific identity, which is known as your personality. Now, that box in your brain isn't literally a box, but it's the most commonly wired neurologically fired programs that run redundantly because we keep doing the same things over and over again to change your mind, and new sequences, new patterns, and new combinations to begin to make the brain work differently. And knowledge or information is the one ingredient that permits us to do so. Because every time you learn something new, your brain forms a new link. That's what learning is, making new connections. Remembering is keeping or sustaining those connections. Now, whenever you have a thought, you produce a chemical, and if you have a great, unlimited, or joyful thought, you activate a set of circuits in your brain that fire in a very specific sequence, pattern, and combination that produces a level of mind that activates another part of the brain that produces a chemical for you to begin to feel exactly the way you were just thinking. Great, unlimited, or joyful. When you have a negative thinking, an unhappy thought, or a self-deprecating idea, you activate a different set of circuits in a different combination, order, and pattern, resulting in a different state of mind. And the brain then proceeds to produce a different set of chemicals, signaling the body to begin feeling exactly how you were thinking: negative, unhappy, or unworthy. Therefore, while your brain is constantly communicating with your body, the moment you begin to feel the way you think, you begin to think the way you feel, which produces more chemicals for you to feel the way you think. And then you feel the way you think, and then you think the way you feel, and then you feel the way you think, and some people do this for 20, 30, or 40 years. Now, the repetition of that cycle over time generates what I call a state of being, which is when your mind and body are in sync, or when your thoughts and feelings are in sync with an idea. So thoughts are the brain's language, and feelings are the body's language. And as people become trapped in this loop of thinking and feeling and thinking over time, they condition their bodies as well as their conscious minds to memorize that emotion. When the body knows as well as the mind, this is referred to as a habit. A habit is when your body is the mind. By the age of 35, 95% of who you are is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, beliefs, perceptions, and attitudes that run like a computer program. As a result, 5% of your conscious mind starts working against 95% of what you've memorized. A person wants to think optimistically, but they're feeling adversely. They want to make a dream board, and put up their future life, but they feel unworthy, which is a combination of mind and body. In contrast, we must recondition the body to a new thinking. So, how many others know someone who is memorized and is in pain? And you tell them, "Hey, did you read the book I gave you?" What do they have to say? "No, listen, we're going out to dinner and then to see some stand-up comedy. We take a stroll by the water. Do you want to come? Yes, no, yes." What do they have to say? Come, come. I'm holding on this neurochemical order, which no person, thing, or experience can shake. And we have 3 brains to help us transition into a new condition of being. And the quantum field, global consciousness, or whatever name you like, responds to who you are. A state of being is the combination of how you're thinking and how you're feeling, not what you're thinking or feeling. Most individuals now wait for a crisis, tragedy, disease, loss, or diagnosis to truly desire to change. They wait until the ego has been reduced to such a low degree that they can no longer conduct business as normal. That's when we start paying attention to how we think, what we believe, how we act, our attitude, and what emotions we're experiencing. And my message is, why wait? We can either learn and change in a situation of sorrow and suffering, which is the human model, or we may learn and change in a state of joy and inspiration. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button.